Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And you're probably like, what? Arctic, why are you doing a Tower of Descent into Exile soul crushing review? I thought you were doing SC Towers like that you've been, and that's because I beat Tower of Descent into Exile as my first catastrophic tower. And what better way to do it than to make a soul-crushing tower review? Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but I did it. I finally did it. I finally got a first catastrophic tower, and man, it feels great, dude. And I never thought I would actually get here, let alone do Todai as a first catastrophic. At first, it was like seeing how far I could get, and then it turned into a real grind. And the hard work absolutely paid off, dude. Welcome to the Todai portal room. And at first, man, dude, they did such a great job with this portal room. It's actually like so good, dude. When we get here, in the distance, you can see that the tower portal is green, dude. Wow, we finally did it, bro. Tower Descent into Exile completed as my first catastrophic tower. Let's freaking go, dude. So without further ado, let's get straight into the soul-crushing review. So when you spawn into the tower, you're basically greeted with the first 3 floors. And the first 3 floors, like aren't the worst. Sometimes they can be either consistent or just be really freaking annoying. Overall, floor 1 isn't really that bad. 1 to 3 are like terrifying difficulties, so it's definitely the least you have to worry about in this tower. The real problem is when you get to 7. That's when the nerves start kicking in like crazy. And then here we have floor 2. Floor 2, in my opinion, is probably easier than floor 1. I mean, although, like, 1 to 3 are very, like, close within difficulty. Like, all of them are around mid-terrifying, I'd say. And then, of course, the rest of the tower is all catastrophic. I always struggled with 2 in the beginning, but as I found, like, good strats, it started to become, like, really consistent. Out of 1 to 3, probably 3 is the hardest. At least I struggled with that floor the most. And then you have floor 3, which is also not that bad. I mean, a lot of the first 3 floors are like really short. Actually, a lot of the floors are really short. This is a really short tower, but I'd say one of the most important things is getting consistent at 1 to 3. Also, I would heavily recommend having T-pose when playing this tower because, like, it just makes a lot of the jumps so much easier. And then when you get to here, it's basically a 4 run if you know what you're doing. You just gotta go over to the truss, and you don't really have to set this one. Oh, I did not aim there. As I was gonna say, you don't really need to set this one up that much. But anyways, here we have floor 4, and 4 is basically like death if you fall. Well, not death, you don't die, you just have to restart 1 to 3, and that can become really annoying, so getting consistent at 1 to 3 is super important. But yeah, floor 4 to 6 is like kind of 1 to 3, but it's like all on fire. Like, it's a lot more intense, as you can hear from the music. Brazil Industries. But never go fast on this floor. It's not gonna end well. And 1 to 3 just get really boring after a while, so you don't want to redo those parts, trust me. Anyways, we have floor 5, and I really liked this music. Like, for the most part, Todai's soundtrack is so good, but anyways, floor 5 is honestly like one of the hardest floors for me. I can't even lie, I struggle with this floor so much. And like, I'm not even surprised because it actually has like some of the hardest and some of the easiest jumps. I don't know, there was never a point where I was, like, or maybe there was, but there was, like, never really a point where I was extremely consistent at this floor. Once I passed floor 5, I just got so consistent at it, and then I started failing 5 again, and I can never get to 6. Also, this truss flick is so bad. I actually have kind of a pretty good strat. Go to the very, very right of the truss, and just kind of truss flick. You can climb down if you want, but that's probably my best strat. I mean, if you have a good strat, like, it's still decently hard. And then we're nearing floor 6. Yeah, this tower's really short, so I doubt this soul crushing review will be like really long. Anyways, 6 is for sure the hardest floor, like, so far. Definitely practice 6 a lot. Also, definitely make sure you get familiar with the double jumps, as there's gonna be quite a bit of them actually on floor 7 and up. You won't really have to worry about client objects on floor 10, because the entire floor is basically purist. Like, all that's used is a zipline, and that's just for, like, travel. So I hope you're good at purism for floor 10. And nerve skills, that's also really important for this tower. Like, extremely important. Despite it being short and pretty consistent, nerves are definitely a thing, and you will likely get nervous on even, like, floor 7, so make sure you have at least somewhat good nerves before playing this. And then here's basically the last jump of 6, and please don't fail this, because that would be so bad to fail. But anyways, we have floor 7 already. Once you get to 7, don't fall. Just don't fall, please, because if you fall, you're not saving yourself. But good news, if you do get to floor 8, 7 nets a lot of 8 and 9, and 8 nets a lot of 9, and 9 is one of the longest floors, so it's good that the structures provide some safety. Floor 7, I only failed like twice. I think it was the nerves that made me lock in, but I didn't really fail it that much. I mean, 7 is really short too. I feel like all the floors are like decently the same length. And then once you get here, it's basically floor 8, and if you get to floor 8, that's really, really good. Because, like, look at how much 7 nets 8. Like, dude, look at all the structures. Like, you could literally loop fail 8 for so long, and, like, still be, like, somewhat safe. But even though 8 is really netted by 7, you definitely want to take your time. You could definitely lock in still, because there's still a chance you could die. Overall, 8 wasn't really that bad for me. I mean, the same run I got to 8 for the first time, I also got to 9 for the first time, so 8 is pretty easily flukable, I'd say. I mean, even if you do fail, there's a high likelihood you're gonna save on like 7, so I would still like not just do whatever and actually like lock in, because you're actually getting like far into the tower at this point. Yeah, and then here we have floor 9, and dude, 9 is honestly, you can literally consider 9 like the hardest floor of the tower. Number 1, it has the length. Number 2, it has the punishment due to the outside. And number 3, the gameplay is also pretty hard. Oh yeah, that's a skip, by the way. I took that skip and you don't get kicked. And I know, it's not legit, but this truss flick was so bad for me. Like, this truss flick has always been so bad. Like, I cannot do this. This truss flick is also, yeah, that truss flick is pretty hard. Definitely do not underestimate floor 9, because it might seem okay in practice, but trust me, like, it is not gonna be. Like, Well, it might be easy in real run since you're locked in, but definitely do not just underestimate 9. This trust look is also bad. I never really failed that, but I can see like how it could be difficult. Ooh, no, 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 stop. Okay, dude. Oh, 9 also probably has like one of the best songs, like if not the best song in the tower. But anyway, we've made it to 9 outside, and from here on out, the rest of the tower is unsafe. So don't fall. Don't. Yeah, this lodge mechanic is pretty cool. This jump is scary, bro. Fitting into a 5-stud like gap is like actually like so sketchy to do, bro. But anyways, I was like actually really consistent with 9 outside, so I never really failed it. But yeah, here we have with floor 10. Floor 10. Take a break here if you need. It definitely has some gameplay you do not want to go fast on, so definitely take your time on 10, because it is so scary, especially if you're doing this as like a hardest or even first CATA like I did. Are you tired yet? Too bad. There's still one more floor. And yeah, as I said previously, the entire floor is basically purism, except the hardest jump. That's kind of hard to debate actually. There's a lot of hard jumps on 10, but I was able to do like 10 in one go, like consistently. So I mean, I was nervous, but I wasn't like, the nervousness wasn't making me fail. So I think 10 was actually okay for the most part. Just this jump right here that can be quite difficult, that lodge to the zip line. Oh yeah, don't hit the instant kill. Anyways, here I guess you could save on those platforms, but I mean, still definitely like lock in, because you wouldn't want to fail this like at all. And then here we have the famous nerfed 4-stud, and I didn't fail it, but it was definitely sketchy to do. And with that is basically Tower of Descent into Exile. I'm actually like so motivated for like to do anything. Like, I mean, getting etoh done as a first catastrophic is so good, because this has like the second hardest gameplay of like any tower. So I could literally jump to like Tower of Champions Road if I wanted to. That is just, it is so unreal to actually beat etoh. Like, just beating the tower is super satisfying. Anyways, Tower of Descent into Exile, overall, very fun tower, bro. Like doing this as a first CATA was demotivating at times, but bro, I pushed through. I finally did it, bro. I finally have surpassed the terrifying difficulty, which is like unbelievable. I never expected to do this. Honestly, this tower, it was such just a fun experience, and honestly I hope I can have an experience like this on a different tower, like even another catastrophic tower, although most of them are just boring or bad. But yeah, I highly recommend going for this tower if you have the skill, because dude, this is such a skill booster. Like, actually getting a tower done with like the second, or even some argue the hardest raw gameplay of any tower, is so good. Dude, I'm actually pumped for like future grinds. Like, bro, this is actually so unreal, bro. July of last year, 2024, I beat my first soul-crushing tower of inevitable failure, and here we are, bro. First catastrophic, This was such a journey, bro. I do plan to 100% etoh, so there's many more journeys to come. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This was so fun to play through, and dude, I'm taking a break for now, but maybe I'll start grinding another catastrophic tower. Not sure which one it'll be, but I do know that there are a lot of options. I could even do TOCP, but I'm probably not going to do that. But yeah, Todai, really fun, really good gameplay, really hard too. That's for sure, bro. I'm so happy I actually did this tower because I enjoyed it so much, bro. Like, I enjoyed almost every second of the grind, bro. Like, from getting to 6 to the first time, to getting to 8 for the first time, to getting to 10 for this first time was so amazing. I loved, like, every part of it, dude. This is one of my biggest achievements ever. Like, ever, bro. I'm so happy, dude. Like, I could not be more proud of this completion. But yeah, I think that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.